Last month I made about $4,000 while I was asleep. Sounds like a typical make money online flex, right? But here's what nobody tells you. It took me 2 years to get here. I spent tens of thousands of dollars learning what works, and I failed at way more things than I succeeded at. If you're in your 20s or 30s right now, you've probably seen hundreds of videos promising passive income. Most of them are lying. I'm going to show you 7 streams that actually work, but I'm also going to tell you exactly what it costs, how long it takes, and who shouldn't even try each one. 3 of these you can start with almost no money. 2 require serious capital, and 2 will take over a year before you see a single dollar. Stick around because I'll tell you which one changed my life, and which ones I'd never recommend to a friend. Let's get real. Quick disclaimer. Passive income is not do nothing and get rich. Anyone promising that is selling you something. These streams require work, time, or money up front. Some need all 3. I'm going to be honest about what worked, what failed, and what you should actually try based on your situation. Because copying someone else's strategy without understanding your own constraints is how you waste years and thousands of dollars. Let's start with the easiest one. Stream number 1. High yield savings, the boring foundation. The truth, this is not exciting. This will not make you rich. But if you have money sitting in a regular checking account earning nothing, you're literally throwing away hundreds or thousands of dollars a year. Right now, high yield savings accounts are paying around 4 to 5%. That means if you have $10,000 just sitting there, you're missing out on $400 to $500 a year for doing absolutely nothing. My experience. I keep my emergency fund, about $25,000, in a high-yield savings account. It makes me roughly $90 a month. Is that life-changing? No, but it's free money. I was already going to save anyway. The thing is, these rates aren't guaranteed. A few years ago during COVID, they dropped to less than 1%. When the Federal Reserve changes interest rates, these accounts change too. But even at lower rates, it's still better than getting nothing at your regular bank. How to actually do this. Open a high-yield savings account online. Takes maybe 20 minutes. Popular ones are Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, or American Express Personal Savings. Make sure it's FDIC insured, which means your money is protected up to $250,000. Transfer your emergency fund there. Not your daily spending money, just the money you're keeping for emergencies. That's it. That's the whole strategy. If you have money you won't touch for a year or more, consider Treasury bonds at treasurydirect.gov. Slightly higher returns, but your money is locked up. Who should do this? Everyone. Literally everyone with savings. There's no excuse not to do this. It takes half an hour, and it's completely risk-free. Who shouldn't? If you don't have an emergency fund yet, build that first. This isn't an investment strategy. It's just not being dumb with money you're already saving. Stream number 2. Dividend investing. The long game. The reality, I have about $45,000 in dividend stocks and ETFs. They pay me around $140 a month. That's after 4 years of building this portfolio. Not 4 weeks, not 4 months, 4 years. Here's what YouTube doesn't tell you. To make real money from dividends, you need serious capital. To get $1,000 a month in dividend income with a typical 4% yield, you need $300,000 invested. Most people don't have that. What actually happened? I started with $5,000 4 years ago. First year I made about $200 in dividends. Got excited, kept adding money every month. Now I'm at $45,000 invested, making closer to $1,700 a year. But here's the thing. The stock market goes up and down. In 2022, my portfolio dropped 20%, even though the dividends kept coming. That sucked. But I didn't panic sell because I understood this was a decades-long game, not a get-rich-quick scheme. The smart way to start: forget individual stocks unless you really know what you're doing. Buy dividend ETFs instead. These are funds that hold hundreds of dividend-paying stocks. I like VYM, SCHD, and DGRO. They're diversified, low cost, and you can start with a few $100s. Open a brokerage account at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Takes about 20 minutes. Buy one of these ETFs. Set up automatic investing, like $100 or $200 a month. Turn on dividend reinvestment, so your dividends automatically buy more shares. Then, and this is critical, don't check it constantly. The more you watch it, the more likely you are to panic when it drops and sell at the worst time. The timeline. If you start with $5,000 and add $200 a month, here's what's realistic. Year 1, you'll make maybe $200 in dividends. Year 5, maybe $1,200. Year 10, maybe $3,000. These numbers assume historical returns and aren't guaranteed. This is a decade-plus strategy. If you need money in the next 5 years, this is not for you. Who should do this? People with long-time horizons who already have an emergency fund. People comfortable with the stock market going down sometimes. Anyone building long-term wealth. Who shouldn't? Anyone who needs this money soon. People without emergency savings. Anyone who panics when investments drop. If you're checking your portfolio daily and freaking out, this will destroy you mentally. Stream number 3. Real estate. The truth. What they don't show you. Everyone talks about rental properties like they're free money. They're not. Let me show you my actual rental property. Bought it 3 years ago for $180,000. Put down $45,000 as a down payment, plus another $15,000 for closing costs and initial repairs. So $60,000 up front. Monthly rent is $1,800. Sounds great, right? But here's the actual breakdown. Mortgage payment is about $1,000. Property tax is $250. Insurance is $150. Property manager takes 10%. That's $180. I set aside $150 for maintenance and another $150 for vacancy. Do the math, and I'm barely breaking even on monthly cash flow. So why do I own it? Because my tenants are paying down my mortgage. About $650 a month goes to equity, not interest. The property hopefully appreciates over time, and I get tax benefits from depreciation. But here's what people don't tell you. I had a tenant who stopped paying rent during COVID. Cost me $8,000 in lost rent plus legal fees. The AC unit died. $5,000. Roof repair, $3,000. One bad year wiped out multiple years of profit. The easier alternative, REITs, real estate investment trusts. These are like mutual funds that own rental properties. You buy shares, they pay you dividends from rental income. I have $15,000 in REITs paying about 5%, so roughly $60 a month. Zero work, zero tenant problems, completely liquid. The trade-off? Lower total returns than owning property, no tax benefits, and you're subject to stock market volatility, but it's actually passive. Who should own rental property? People with $50,000 to $70,000 in cash who can handle unexpected expenses. People willing to deal with tenant issues even with a property manager. Those viewing this as a 10-plus year investment. Anyone who wants tax benefits and is comfortable with leverage. Who should stick with REITs. Everyone else. Seriously. If you don't have that capital, if you can't handle maintenance emergencies, if you want truly passive income, just buy REITs and call it a day. Stream number 4. Digital products. My roller coaster. The story nobody tells. Last year, I spent an entire month creating what I thought was the perfect investing ebook. Beautiful design, solid content, everything I wished I had when I started. Launched it and made enough in the first month to buy a few coffees. 50 hours of work, barely any sales. Meanwhile, a simple budget spreadsheet I threw together in a weekend makes me a few $100s every month with zero marketing. I've launched 6 digital products. 3 make decent money. 3 flopped completely. The successful ones solve very specific problems. The failures tried to be everything to everyone. What actually worked? That financial planning spreadsheet template does well because it solves one specific problem really well. Notion. Budget templates. Same thing. Simple, specific, useful. Both took me less than 40 hours to create combined. The freelancing course makes more money but requires constant updates and marketing. If I stop promoting it, sales drop. So is it passive? Not really. The investing ebook and generic productivity templates? Almost nobody bought them because the market is absolutely flooded with similar products. The biggest mistakes I made. First mistake, creating products before I had an audience. When I launched that first product, I had maybe 200 followers. Even if everyone bought it, that's not much money. I should have spent 6 months building an audience first. Second, not validating the idea. I spent 50 hours on that ebook without asking if anyone actually wanted it. Should have pre-sold it to 10 people first. If 10 people won't commit when you ask directly, 1,000 strangers definitely won't. Third, thinking creation was the hard part. It's not. Marketing is everything. Creating is maybe 30% of the work. Getting people to see it and buy it, that's 70%. If you want to try this, don't create anything yet. Spend 3 months sharing free content in your area and building even a small following. Get feedback on what people actually struggle with. Then validate before you build. Ask if 10 people would pre-order. If not, don't make it. Start simple. Make a template or short guide you can finish in a weekend, not a comprehensive course that takes months. Price it cheap, 10 to 30 bucks, and see if it sells. Set realistic expectations. Most products make less than 100 a month. Some hit 1,000. A tiny fraction makes serious money. In your first few months, expect almost nothing. Who this works for people with real expertise and an existing audience, or those willing to spend months building one first. Patient people who understand this is slow. Good communicators who can market. Who should skip this complete beginners trying to teach others. Anyone expecting quick money. People without an audience who refuse to build one. If you need income in the next 6 months, this isn't it. Stream number 5, content creation, the 2-year grind, the brutal reality. My YouTube channel, 2 years, 47 videos, 28,000 subscribers. Monthly income from ads, affiliates, and occasional sponsors. Anywhere from $1,300 to $2,500. Sounds decent, right? Now let me tell you what nobody shows. I spent about 1,200 hours over 2 years creating this content. First year, I made $0. Second year, finally hit monetization and started seeing income. Do the math. That's about $13 to $25 an hour for 2 years of work. Less than minimum wage in most places. Why I still do it. The passive part is real. Videos I posted 18 months ago still make money every month. That's compound interest for content. If I stopped posting today, I'd still make maybe 1,000 a month for the next 6 months from old videos. But building that library took 2 years of consistent work. 2 years of making videos every week, even when nobody watched. Most people quit after 3 months when they have 50 views per video and $0. What actually works? Evergreen content, stuff that's relevant in 2 years. How-to tutorials, educational guides, problem-solving videos. My most successful video is a basic tutorial I made a year ago. Still gets views, still makes money. What doesn't work? News commentary, trend reactions, generic vlogs. That stuff gets views for a week, then dies. Not passive at all. The timeline nobody shows. First 6 months, 50 to 500 views per video, 0 income. You're learning, finding your voice, figuring out what works. Months 7 to 12, maybe 500 to 2,000 views per video, still making basically nothing. Months 13 to 18, some videos start performing, maybe $100 to $500 a month total. Months 19 to 24, library effect kicks in. If you haven't quit, you're probably making real money now. This assumes you don't give up. Most people do. Who should try this patient? People with an 18-plus month timeline who genuinely enjoy creating content. Those willing to learn constantly and improve. Anyone with time to invest 5 to 10 hours a week. Who shouldn't anyone needing income within a year. People uncomfortable on camera or writing. Those unwilling to post consistently. If you expect quick results, you'll be devastated. Stream number 6. Print on demand. The volume game. My real experience, I have about 330 designs across Redbubble, Etsy, and Amazon merch. They make me $400 to $850 a month. Sounds okay? But here's the reality. That's about $1 to $3 per design per month on average. To make 1,000 a month, you need 400 to 800 designs depending on your niche. That's a lot of work up front. What actually happened? Spent about 250 to 300 hours creating and uploading these designs over the past 2 years. Some designs sell consistently, most sell once or twice a year, many have never sold at all. The successful designs solve specific problems for specific audiences. Generic funny t-shirts? Nobody cares. Niche designs for French bulldog owners who hike? Those sell. The strategy that works: start with 20 to 30 designs in one specific niche. Not dog lovers, too broad. French bulldog owners, not gamers, specific game fans. Upload to Redbubble first. It's completely free. They handle everything, but margins are low. See what sells after 2 to 3 months. Then create variations of winners and expand. The goal is to eventually have a few hundred designs, with maybe 20% of them doing all the sales. Who this works for: people willing to create volume, those with design skills or willing to hire designers. Patient people okay with slow building. Anyone wanting low-risk side income that compounds over time. Who shouldn't try: people expecting significant income quickly. Those unwilling to create hundreds of designs. Anyone looking for high hourly rates. If you need money in 3 months, this isn't it. Stream number 7, affiliate marketing, the game changer, the full truth. This changed everything for me, but it took 20 months to work. Currently making $1,700 to $3,300 a month from affiliate commissions, but the first 8 months, I made $0. Not 50, not 100, literally zero. What actually happened? Started a blog focused on comparing software tools and financial services. Wrote 60+ comprehensive articles over 18 months. First 8 months, almost no traffic. Month 9, made my first $50. Month 12, finally hit $300 a month. Month 18, broke $1,000. Now it's my highest earning stream. But let's be clear, I spent about 400 hours writing content, learning SEO, building email lists. For the first 8 months, that was $0 per hour. Now it works out to maybe $50 to $100 an hour retroactively, but I had to push through months of nothing. Why most people fail. They quit before month 12. They don't build traffic first. They promote random products just for commission instead of things they actually use and recommend. They write thin content instead of comprehensive guides. The successful approach: pick one specific niche, create genuinely helpful, in-depth content that ranks in search, promote products you actually use, and be patient for a year minimum. The harsh reality. To make $1,000 a month in affiliate income, you need maybe 10 to 20,000 monthly website visitors, or a few thousand highly targeted ones. To get that traffic, you need 50 to 100 quality articles or videos. That takes 12 to 24 months of consistent work. And affiliate programs can change or shut down anytime. Amazon once cut their commission rates in half overnight. This income isn't guaranteed. Who this works for: writers or video creators willing to play the long game. Patient people with an 18+ month timeline. Those who can commit 10 to 15 hours a week. People with knowledge in valuable niches. Who shouldn't try: anyone needing income within a year. People unwilling to create tons of content. Those not comfortable promoting products. Anyone expecting quick results. The real strategy: stop trying everything. The biggest mistake is jumping between strategies. Pick one active strategy and commit for at least a year. Combine it with passive investing that requires less attention. If you have less than $5,000, move your savings to a high-yield account today. Then pick one: print on demand, content creation, or affiliate marketing. Be prepared for 12 to 24 months before seeing real income. Once you're generating money, start dividend investing with the profits. If you have $5,000 to $25,000 emergency fund in high yield savings, start dividend investing with $5,000 to $10,000. Pick one active strategy for higher returns. Don't spread yourself thin trying everything. If you have $50,000 plus, now you can consider rental property, but only if you're truly ready for the work and risk. Otherwise, stick with REITs, a solid dividend portfolio, and one active income stream. The timeline. Most people should follow. Year 1, high yield savings for emergency fund. Start dividend investing with whatever you can monthly. Pick one active stream and commit. Expect maybe $0 to $100 that first year from the active stream. Year 2. Keep investing. Your active stream should generate $200 to $1,000 monthly if you stuck with it. Reinvest those profits. Year 3 and beyond. Dividend portfolio is growing. Active stream is making real money. Compound effects kicking in. This is when it actually starts feeling passive. Here's the truth. Passive income isn't passive at first. It requires significant work, time, or capital upfront. Anyone telling you otherwise is selling you something. But if you pick the right strategies for your situation and stick with them for years, not months, it actually works. My current passive income took 2 years to build and required tens of thousands in capital plus hundreds of hours of work. But now, it's real, it's growing, and it's changing my life. Pick one strategy from this video, just one. Commit to it for at least a year. Set realistic expectations. And remember, the person making $10,000 a month passively spent years getting there. You can too, but you need to start and you need to be patient. If this was helpful, subscribe for more realistic financial content. Let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try. And remember, progress over perfection. Start small, but start today. Thanks for watching.